guys? This is Q America from Savantz Podcast. This is EP4. Wow, I can't believe I'm saying this is my fourth one. This one's a little bit different. I feel like I need to get into this. This is like my second time recording. I'm kind of tight because I feel like I just perfectly recorded all that information and something happened with my camera. Of course, I feel like something just doesn't want me to get this information out, but I'm gonna get it out either way. So that being said, I'm gonna jump right into it because I feel like everyone needs to hear this. I think I'm about to go on a little bit of a tirade right now. So I have a real issue with what the effect that toxic households and parents have on kids growing up. We have this crazy epidemic of parents who like to push their own fears, prejudices, judgments, and the whole nine onto their children, right? As if we don't deal with enough as a generation in the world where our homes are supposed to be where we feel the most safe. Our homes are supposed to be where the heart is. You know, it's supposed to protect us from the outside world. The world is cold, but at home, it's warm, it's happy, it's loving. Listen, man, people don't want to think about the reality of things. People want to see the reality of things, but let's just be honest. Some households suck. I'm going to just say that right now. I don't care if you're a mother, father, whatever it is. You're responsible to make your home and your environment safe for your children so they feel unjudged and understood. Now, these same parents, and this isn't every single parent, but I'm seeing how much narrow-mindedness can actually adversely affect people. A lack of understanding to your child is the number one producer of a resentful kid, a kid out for revenge, or a person. I'm gonna say that because this can go their whole life. Out for revenge, angry, all because they felt misunderstood by the people who are supposed to understand them the most, right? But I think that we're forgetting that these people are still people. And I have a lot of passion behind this for a reason. I'm going to just say this. If you want to push your prejudices on your children, you have to accept the reaction, whatever reaction or consequence it is that they grow up in. They grow up and they develop. There is no, I don't know how you ended up this way. I don't know why you ended up this way. There is none of that. Because if you open your mind, you'll see why. You'll understand that you are the reason why they ended up that way. Every day, kids tell their parents, this is who I am. And they look to be accepted. They look for that validation from their parents. Their parents shoot it down. For example, a kid comes to his father, says, Dad, I want to be an entrepreneur. I have this great idea. Blah, blah, blah. Depending on the energy that father gives his kid, that kid is going to know if that father believes in him or not. Funny thing is, I actually was listening to it was an interview recently about what forms the subconscious mind. And if you don't know what the subconscious mind is, it is a direct reflection of how you act on the outside. It is not what you're consciously thinking about, but it is in the back of your head. Whatever you take in, whatever you watch, whatever you hear, your environment, all those things affect that. And through that, it affects your actions. It affects who you are. Your subconscious is really who you are. And to me, I think the subconscious is directly connected to your spirit. We have holy people. Ooh, these holy people, holy parents go to church every Sunday. We got people go to mosque all the time, all these places all the time. Right? But don't know how to fix the problems in their own household. Don't know how to sit down and have a conversation about, with their kids about how to bring their relationship to a better place, but they'll go to those places and ask God how to do it. That's ironic, ain't it? I find it funny because we have a lot of kids growing up feeling unaccepted. We have a lot of kids growing up confused, as if we don't already deal with the fact that we deal with social media. We deal with these things like Instagram, and we could already see a million different lifestyles on there. You know there's a lot of people who want the shiny things, the nice cars. You know that there's a lifestyle that these kids want. As if, for example, a person who wants to be a veterinarian, they go online, they see somebody who's an accountant with the same lifestyle that they see for themselves. Starts to off track them a little bit. But it's mental conditioning. And it's a crazy, crazy cycle. And it could become a toxic cycle for that person. If that person comes home and they don't feel like their aspirations are validated by their parents, it makes it easier for them to go chase that idea of being an accountant because they can get the same thing. Funny thing, a lot of kids want to do certain things out of love to help their parents. And I think parents forget that roles are going to be reversed and we got to take care of you one day. But, it's all out of love, right? It's all out of love. Let me tell you something. For example, if your kid tells you that he is not feeling good, he's been depressed, he's been anxious, he's got some things to figure out with himself, and you decide to keep forcing him into situations that he does not feel comfortable in, for example, school. He tells you he doesn't want to go back right now. He's not feeling good. And you remind him every single day. And if you don't remind him straight up to his face, you'll subconsciously say something. So that, it's, if you go back to school, say little things like that. That adds up. It adds up. And then when the kid feels bad that he has his parents telling him all these things and he gets the energy that his parents are not proud of him, then he goes back to school. And if he doesn't breed the results from those classes that you deem the standard of which he should be producing, then you bash him. You say you're a failure, you're a disappointment, you're a piece of trash. If you're a parent who presses their prejudices on your child, says don't date that person, don't do this person does that, these types of people do this, you're a piece of trash. Okay? We got to understand that we're mentally conditioning our kids within our homes to act a certain way when they go outside of our homes. Funny thing is, a lot of kids, they have problems talking, expressing themselves. Parents want to point it out and say, what's wrong with you? Like I don't understand. Like, why doesn't he talk? You ever think have you ever thought to yourself, maybe it's because he never felt like he could express himself within his own home. So why would he go outside and express himself to strangers? All this stuff piles up, and I'm actually really sick of it because I feel like people need to be held accountable for it. We have this thing where we feel like age has to do with wisdom, and it does not. We have ignorant 50-year-olds. We got ignorant 60-year-olds. We got very wise 20-year-olds, and it could be vice versa. But we don't like to look at those kids that are 20 years old, 30 years old, even 18, 15. You could learn from anybody. We don't like to look at those kids and listen to them because we feel like they have nothing to offer. We can't learn anything from them. And this all contributes into kids' mental health issues. Not feeling like they're good enough. Inadequacies. Feeling like they gotta hide stuff. It's because of you. A lot of it. I'm not going to say all of it, but a lot of it. We're not helping the situation. We're only hurting them. And the funny thing is, no one wants to talk about this. Nobody's going to say anything, but I'm going to say it. So I think we need to do a better job of making our kids feel open and able to come and speak to their parents about certain things instead of hiding their entire lives and then going outside and then doing something and then you're mad at them because they did it. But the thing is, they could have had the conversation with you if you just felt comfortable, if they felt accepted. I understand that a lot of parents come from these backgrounds where they come from, overseas and their whole lifestyle is get a job. Go to school, get a job. That cookie cutter lifestyle. I get that. That doesn't give you the right to push it on your kids because just because that's your kid doesn't give them the demand that they have to be just like you. Everyone's different. And I'm 24 years old. You could learn something from me. You want to know why? Because I'm a human. And I know how it feels to be treated a certain way, just as how you should understand how it is to feel a certain way. We lack empathy. We lack understanding. Yet we want to complain about the world being a certain way. We want to complain about the problems in the world. Don't have any conflict resolution skills. Have unresolved issues in our households. Got kids growing up depressed, anxious, don't know where to start in life. Because you want to know why? That base that they built that house on was put on swamp. So they don't really have a base. So they got to find a base somewhere else. You know, we always want to talk about unpresent fathers and mothers from their kids' life. What about the parents who are always fighting in front of their kids? Always saying crazy things to each other in front of their kids. As if that's not even worse. At least those kids who don't have mothers and fathers in their house present, they could make and build their own idea of love. But then there's the people who have both parents that all they see is people who are supposed to be in love but act like they hate each other. So let's ask each other, what's worse? Man, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it because I'm sick of it. People have no sense of self. Don't understand how to treat people. Think just because they're the parents, they deserve respect and the kid doesn't deserve respect. We're humans. It's a two-way street. Everyone deserves respect. So listen, if you're a parent and you listening to this right now, do better. Because your kid could end up in a really bad place that they legitimately can't come back from. Why is your kid want to come to you and talk about anything 20 something years down the line, 30 something years down the line when you've raised them and their life has been hell? And then you think that they should still love you the same way, right? Because love is unconditional, right? Hey man, I'm just saying, but this is Savantz Podcast EP3. Appreciate you guys listening. I just had to get that off my chest. I hope somebody took something from this. I hope a parent took something from this. A soon-to-be parent took something from this. A child took something from this. And they could all put it in perspective on how to play that role better. We got broken households, man, and it's like everybody's in the house, but the house is still broken. It doesn't take a person to not be in the house for the house to be broken. So a lot of times it's even worse. It has the opposite effect. So comment what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think. Tell me how you feel about the situation, because I feel like this is extremely important. I think this needs to be talked about for sure, and I'm gonna bring it to the table, and I'm gonna keep bringing it to the table, because people can't be held accountable for their actions. I don't care how old you are. So you guys have a good one. God bless you. Take it easy on yourselves. Peace.